there is something that we need to understand. They were both modernists and, in many cases, religious revivalists at the same time. And this is very important to understand this. You have to understand that if you're dealing with the late 19th century, you've had a country that's now been in occupation for quite some time under British rule. There is many impulses for modernizing, culturally modernizing. Of course, everybody knows about the earlier efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Vidyasagar, etc. But there were, and many of them were somewhat westernizing efforts as well. But there were other modernizing efforts too, led by the likes of, for example, Rani Rashmani, who built the Dakshineshwar temple. And what you have here is this train culminates in the figures such as Swami Vivekananda, in particular him, but also Sri Aurobindo himself. Now, if you read their writings, it's quite interesting. They are both very, very proudly Hindu, unapologetic Hindus. This is also true of Sachindranath Sanyal, of Savarkar, of Tilak, of many of the other, Bismil, and so on. And in every single case, however, they are also modernists because they are also trying to reform an ancient civilization
and its religious practices.
And its religious practices and philosophy and so on. So they are also modernizers at the same time. So it is very critical here to understand, first of all, the fact that they were unapologetic Hindus should not be suggested that they are somehow bigots. For example, Savarkar's, in fact, in many of these cases, their nearest lieutenant was not a Hindu.
Correct.
So, for example, Savarkar's most important lieutenant in his early years was Madam Bhikaji Kama. Bismil was very much he was much into the Shuddhi movement. He was a strong Arya Samaji and so on. But his closest lieutenant is Ashfaqullah Khan. Tilak, the person who revived the Ganpati festival as a way of political mobilization, Joseph Baptiste is his closest ally. So they were unapologetic Hindus, they were modernizers, but at the same time they were not bigots. I mean, I think the problem here is that we try to put people into these boxes which is convenient to today's debates. At that time, there were many other things going on. There were some people who were nationalists and Marxists at the same time. Bhagat Singh being a good example.